What's going on, everyone? My name's Tenebris Infinite, and today I'm going to pitch out an idea on a Canadian weapons pack that could come to Generation Zero. In the recent GZ stream, we found out that one of the producers is from Canada, and we all got onto the topic of a Canadian weapons pack.
What would I say? Goodness. I mean, I feel like the team just makes fun of me at this point about how much I'm like, when are we going to see a Canadian weapons pack or a Canadian equipment pack? And then we Google, like, what are the Canadian weapons from the 80s? And it's like, none.
Really?
We use other countries' weapons. But yeah, maybe just like an homage in some way. Something
Canada?
that like ties like what's going on in the rest of the world. Does the rest of the world know what's going on in Sweden?
that'd be
Like
cool.
outside of now we've seen.
That's really interesting, actually, to get the kind of outside perspective into it.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, Canada is pretty limited in what we've made guns-wise over the years. We aren't about making war, we're about making pancakes with maple syrup, man. But I've actually had a kind of Canadian-themed weapons pack in mind for a while here, and this is a perfect opportunity to shoot these ideas to the team, I think. Maybe as a pack that we could see next year or something. So, there aren't many gun manufacturers in Canada, but we do have a few. The first one we'll talk about is a company called Daimaco, which was later purchased by Colt to continue producing Canadian firearms as well as American ones under Colt Canada. Daimaco was sick. They took the M16 platform and came up with a bunch of innovations that improved things like usability as well as a higher focus on individual quality, since we don't mass produce firearms. Comparing the C7 to the M16, the C7 has just 200,000 units made, whereas the M16 is well above 8 million. But we aren't talking about the C7. I can see why it would be hard for the team to justify it after the N16's introduction, though I do think it'd still fit. I don't think we need another 5.56 AR in the game. So instead, why not another LMG? The Dimaco LSW, in my opinion, is one of the cooler LMGs out there. Built equally on the M16 platform, we made an LMG out of it, and it's sick as all hell. It comes with a pre-installed foregrip as well as the Canadian Elkin sight. They started production in the early to mid 1980s, so it would absolutely be available. And with Canada's efforts in peacekeeping, it would make perfect sense to send arms that we would not be using at the time over to Sweden to help them get their peace back from those dang machines. The LSW would be a perfect addition to 5.56 weapons, a super low recoil LMG with a unique new scope that could maybe be exclusive to it. The LSW differs from the KVM-89 as it offers a semi-auto firing mode for precision, as well as the vertical foregrip, which would be the first time we've seen a proper grip in the game, I'm pretty sure. If anything were to make it into the game that's a Canadian gun, this is the very top of my wish list, man. Now for the next weapon, an ultra-low recoil pistol, the Ordnance P1045. Chambered in 45 ACP, it'd be cool to see it maybe just be a new 32 ACP pistol. Differing from the Molar in its size primarily, this is a very compact sidearm, and therefore could handle like a laser beam. It'd be cool to see a actually zero recoil sidearm in the game, and 32 ACP is very underrated for having the ability to absolutely slap components. This manufacturer is another one where we aim for quality over quantity here in Canada. It started as Ordnance in 1985 and hit the market running with a training paintball gun in the first place for military and police services, but followed with the P series of pistols that they then iterated on pretty heavily. It wasn't acquired by an American company until 2009, so they were fully Canadian during the time of GZ's happenings. The P10 would be sick because it's such a tiny gun. It'd be hilarious taking down a tank with such a compact sidearm. But the focus on really good handling weapons is the main idea of this pack. A LMG that's very easy to control out of the box with its forward vertical grip, and a sidearm that acts like a laser with a great ammo choice for components, pairing up really nicely, I think, and maybe getting folks to use ammo choices they don't get to use enough in 5.56 and 32 ACP. But the last and most ultimate Canadian weapon that we could see, hockey sticks, my dudes, obviously. This would be actually surprisingly good in the world of Generation Zero. Like a hybrid between the hammer and the pitchfork, maybe offering that long reach but a slower attack speed and a higher stun chance. It'd be a great new melee weapon, I think. And hockey is a big thing in Sweden too, so it's a place where our cultures really meet up. Personally, I think more long-reach melee weapons would be great. The pitchfork is a underrated monster at 5 crown, and having more options in that realm would be really nice, I think. So, to wrap up this little idea pitch here, an LMG with the first foregrip in the game, offering high DPS, high control, semi and full auto, and the unique Elkin scope. The P10, an ultra-compact 32 ACP sidearm that could serve as a laser beam accurate use of 32 ACP on components, and the hockey stick, a kinda goofy, fun melee weapon that would offer a new option for a long-reaching melee weapon, which are surprisingly satisfying to use. Let me know, what do you think of these weapons in the comments down below? Would you like to see a Canadian weapons pack in Generation Zero too? I have a few more weapon packs and updates that I'm planning on putting out as ideas, so please stay tuned for those. Or anything and everything else GZ related right here on my channel. But for now, thank you for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Until then, peace.